Hey guys, thank you for stopping by the channel, Mr. Don't Know It All. Listen, let's get the business right out of the way. Let's hit that like button, let's subscribe, and let's click the notification bell. Let's comment below if you like what I'm doing. If you have any suggestions or if you want to talk about stocks, just go ahead and comment below, all right? Deposit some likes into this channel. Invest in the channel by subscribing. If you invest in this channel, it's going to pay great dividends to you because we do giveaways. We did a $25 giveaway when we hit 100. When we hit 250, we're going to give a $50 giveaway. So if you invest your time in me, I'm going to reward you as well too, all right? So we've been stuck at 110 for a while, so let's get that number moving up to 250, all right? So today we're going to be talking about Ipob, but first I want to give you some updates on SBE, which is a stock that I did a video on yesterday. I said that I was going to be buying. It was at 1670 when I did that video, and I really wanted to see if I could get a dip on it before I bought it, and it happened. It went below 16. My cost average on that one is about $16, and it's up 7% today, so it's doing really, really well, and I'm glad I waited for that dip to happen yesterday, and I picked up on it. The other update is HYLIION. We're down another 6% right now, down to about 24 as of recording right now. I know, a lot of people are saying Jim Cramer's doing this, because he talked about stay away from the stock until it's at 20. I guess he has some pull, but I don't think he has that great of a pull. So I don't see it going below 20, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't think it's going to hit below 22, and that's what I talked about yesterday. So it's at 24 right now. We'll see how it goes throughout the week. Not major updates with them. I know Thomas Haley tweeted yesterday that they're going to have a truck on display tomorrow from 11 to 1 because he says he's been getting a lot of requests for people wanting to see the truck, the technology. So he's going to have a truck on display. As he said, he's also going to have some swag to give out. So you're in the Texas area around where they have the headquarters, go on and stop on by and look at it. Take some pictures, comment below. Let us see if you get to go up there. I really want to see that. Listen, let's get into the video. Ipob is the stock we're focusing on now. I bought this stock last week when I was telling you on the channel update that I'm going to focus on real estate stocks right now, like Rocket Mortgage, Ipob. That just because I feel like this will go up tremendously next year once this forbearance banks stop doing that. So I think it's going to be a great buy. Right now, like I said, it's going to merge with Opendoor, and this is a company that buys your house, sells your house. If you're selling your house, they're going to give you a cash offer on the spot. You can close your house within 3 days, which that is huge. If you ever bought a house, you know how long that process is, a month and a half, sometimes longer. So you know how long that process is. So for them to give you a cash offer on the spot and close within 3 days, that's right now with the way things are going, that's huge, right? But you also got to think about that they're not necessarily going to give you the best offer, even though they're saying that their offers are very competitive with the market right now. You got to think about their turnover rate, the amount of money they got to make on that investment. It's about 6%. So they're not necessarily going to give you the best offer because they still got to flip the house, remodel the house, do a lot of upgrades to the house. So I think that's when you're going to get the lower offers so they can make their money, right? I know they're net loss right now. Zillow is as well too. Redfin is as well. But they're also coming at it from a different angle. They're trying to be everything: your upgrades, your renovations, your financing, literally anything that you can think of. They want to take care of it from their spots, right? They're trying to save you money as well too, from the closing costs, from the commissions from your agents. So that's a big thing with a company like this, that you can do everything from a single app on your phone. And I think that's where the future is going. Just with the pandemic, you have a ton of companies, a ton of Fortune 500 companies that want this, right? They want to streamline everything, right? Even for the company that I work with, they're wanting to do this. They're pushing more online, and that's what these companies are doing. So I think the pandemic, expedited this process. This is where we're going, within the next 5-10 years. But the pandemic helped that and it expedited that, right? So everybody's doing everything online, right? Buying groceries, now buying houses. You can buy cars now, they'll deliver them to you. So I think this is a huge, huge thing, right? I recently bought a house. We recently bought a house within the last 3 months, and it was a biggest, most stressful thing I've ever done, just because you keep sending the same documents over and over to the lenders. You got to do the home appraisal, you got to do the home inspection, you got to talk to the realtors, you got to come look at the house. There's so much going on, and if you're working a full-time job, which I hope you are if you're buying a house, because trust me, it's expensive. They put you through so much just to buy the house. It took about a month and a half for us to close on it. With this right here, 3 days, that's tremendous, right? So you can, if you're buying a house, you can view the house, you can put in the offer, everything. They'll move for you as well too. So I think this is a huge deal. And coming in with, with the pandemic and the stimulus checks and what the government's doing, these forbearance that people are on right now, I think this is going to be a huge move come March, April, and May, when people first took their first year forbearance where they didn't have to pay their mortgage, right? So now a lot of people are hoping for a miracle that they'll find another job because they lost a job because of the pandemic. And once that happens and they don't have a job, they're going to have to sell their house, right? So that's where I think, Rocket Mortgage, Ipob, Opendoor, I think they're going to pop this time, not this time next year, but, the first quarter of 2021, second quarter of 2021, I think they're going to be huge just because of that. And it's unfortunate that that has to be the case, but I think that's what's going to happen. Right, and let me tell you this right here. When it comes to credit scores, when it comes to mortgage, when buying a house, I think this is something that should be taught in school. Just because you get out of school, you don't know anything about it, anything, right? You got to get, help from your coworkers or people that have done it, or your family. Sometimes they've never owned a house. So I think stuff like this definitely has to be like an extra credit in high school for you to take, or mandatory, just because there's so much writing on all this once, you start doing big grown up things, right? So Open Doors in 21 markets right now. They have a $5 billion revenue in 2020. Like I said, they're still net loss, but they're growing tremendously. They're in bigger cities right now, but they're growing drastically. They're ahead of their competitors as far as how many houses they're selling, as far as the revenue they're getting as well too. So when I was saying that they're literally a one-stop shop, right? Insurance, finance, and upgrades. Literally everything you want done with a house or with financials, they'll do it for you, right? It came on the market around $10 as far as IPOB, and then when Chamath came out on, the news saying, hey, we're going to merge with Opendoor when we're going to take this public, it jumped up to about 16. It's at 21 right now. The highest it's been in the last 52 weeks is 27. So I really think this could jump up. If you look at, and I'll show you some slides later, but if you look at Redfin, they're at about $48. If you look at Zillow, they're about $98. So it has some room to grow. There's a huge market with some of the slides that we'll see. I mean, there's a huge market for this, right? So it's a great opportunity to get in right now with this company. So like I said, around April, May next year, that's where I see the big pop happening, just because of forbearance going out. If you're looking to build a house, I think you're coming out way more expensive because of construction loans and costs. If you look at the lumber quotes that people are giving you, they're 3 times higher than they were this time last year. So that's why I think the companies like Rocket Mortgage, like Zillow, and like IPOB, Opendoor, they're going to be huge companies next year, just because it's going to be hard to build a house. So a lot of people are going to be wanting to buy a house, upgrade the house, remodel it as well too. So this is why I think this is a great buy right now. So let's take a look at some of these slides, all right?
All right, so let's look at this slide for Opendoor. Like I was saying earlier, buying a house is super stressful, time consuming. It is crazy how much you have to do to buy a house, how much documentation you have to prove, send, how many times you have to send the same paperwork over and over after you told your loan officer that you already sent it, you have to send it again. It is crazy what loops they make you go through just to buy a house, right? So like they're saying here, 89% of buyers and sellers use an agent. I mean, you got to think about all the steps you have to go through to sell a house. You have to find an agent. You have to, come up with the price. You have to get all these tours. You have to settle on, negotiate repairs. You have to figure out moving costs. And we look at this list over here on the right, broker commissions, seller commissions, uh, closing costs, home repairs, renovations. You have to figure out if you're going to buy a home warranty for the buyers as well too. So that runs you about 29,000 in average, which is 12% more than what they're basically Opendoor saying is what they uh, charge on there, right? So they're at 21 markets right now, 80,000 homeowners served, over $10 billion in homes sold. You got the revenue from 2017, 18, and 19. It's grown pretty drastically, even though they're still coming in with a net loss. The revenue is at $4.7 billion, but the net losses are also coming from Redfin and Zillow as well too. Right now, when you look at the housing market, you look at more as a sellers because I mean they're the ones dictating how much inventory is out there to sell. And with these forbearance that I was talking about, a lot of people don't want to sell right now. They're holding back, hoping for a miracle that they get another job, that something comes up and they're able to keep paying their mortgage, right? So against their competitors, Opendoor is 4.4 times larger than the next competitor as far as selling homes. The largest undisrupted market in the U.S. compared to cars, food industry is the real estate. $1.6 trillion a year. That is ridiculous how big this market is. And as far as how much opportunity there is for these companies, I think Opendoor would be a great addition to Zillow and Redfin and other real estate companies like that, right? So with COVID cases coming up, I think this is where this type of selling your house and buying your house comes into play because customers are, they're wanting more safety, right? They're demanding digital first experiences versus actually going to the homes and visiting the homes and touring the homes and messing with home inspectors, with your agents, and all this stuff that you're just literally in everybody's face in other people's homes. So this is a great opportunity right now with COVID. This is what I was meaning earlier when I said that a lot of companies were wanting to do this, right? They were already wanting to streamline this process of doing everything online, doing stuff on the apps. You don't have to go to the store where I work. You can literally go to a kiosk and do exactly what I would do for you last year now on the kiosk, right? And this pandemic, like I said, it just helped these companies streamline everything, which is unfortunate because, now a lot of people are in fear of losing their jobs because of this, right? So I think this streamlined it, 2-3 years from what they were looking at, right? So Ark Invest, as you can see right here, they've bought IPOB Open Door. They got 1.6 million shares with a value of $35 million. At first, they had bought, I think, like 250 something thousand, and so they've gone up tremendously on their investment. They've bought a whole lot more shares as well too. So this is a company that that a lot of people like that a lot of people that have Workhorse check Ark Invest because they follow what they buy, and being that they have Workhorse, they also have IPOB. Unfortunately, I'm a HYLIION guy. They didn't get any HYLIION. Maybe that was a sign, but I'm still holding strong with HYLIION. But like I was saying, ARK Investment likes this company. They've got a lot of shares in it, so that's a good sign. That's a bullish sign for sure. We're going to keep eye on that and see if they keep investing because, like I said, they first started with 250. Now they're at 1.6 million, right? So, like I was saying, Zillow and Redfin are very similar competitors to what Opendoor and IPO is. You got Jamal saying that this is his next big idea, his 10x idea. He brought in Virgin Mobile on there, so Virgin Galactic. I apologize, not Virgin Mobile, Virgin Galactic, and they're doing real well right now. So this is another guy with huge ideas. So I mean, if you're following SPACs and all that, this is the guy to be following, especially with what he has going on, right? So a big thing with Zillow is that they also are into the whole app thing, right? With the iBuyer real estate platforms. Theirs is called Zillow Offers, which is something very similar to what Opendoor is doing. And Redfin is doing the same thing as well, with theirs being called Redfin Now. So everybody's trying to get into this game of uh, doing the whole app thing, doing the virtual visits, selling. That way you don't have to be in contact with it, and that's where the world is going, unfortunately, right? This is where we're going to. We got Redfin. They IPO'd for around $19 about 3 years ago, and they're at $48.69 right now. You got Zillow IPO'd around the same price 5 years ago, and now they're at $98.45. Earlier this year, I think they were around $60 at the beginning of this year. And after the pandemic hit and all that, their stock went up as well too. So I'm thinking that's why this is a big buy for me. Like I said, it's going to be a long-term play for me just because of where I see things going with the banks and forbearance, being due up in March and April of next year. I think companies like Rocket Mortgage and like Open Door, even Zillow is going to go up as well too, but those are a little bit more expensive than what I want to get into right now. So that's why I got IPOB and I got Rocket Mortgage. I think those are going to definitely pop once next year hits because of what's going on. And it's unfortunate that that's the case, but we got to look for opportunities where we can find them. And to me, this is an opportunity that we can look at. I'm not getting any call options right now. Right now, I'm focusing on shares for long-term plays. For my short-term plays, I want to hold off uh, either post election or even into next year, just because of the uncertainty the market is going through right now with who's going to win, what's going to happen after they win. Are we going to get a stimulus check before? Are we going to get a stimulus check after the elections? There's just so much uncertainty in the market right now that it's going to be very volatile. So my call options, I'm still researching. I'm writing things down. I'm trying to figure out when the best time to buy those are. Right now, I want to focus on setting up my portfolio a little bit more with plays that I know that are gonna definitely survive something else if something else happens, right? If it gets worse during flu season, I wanna get some stocks that are gonna survive. That Netflix will be another good play as well too, right? But right now I'm focusing on this real estate. So this is my play for IPOB. If you want to play it short term, like I said, you can buy some options and sell them pre-merger as well too. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy some for pre-merger and sell them right before it merges. And then if you want to buy a little bit more, if it dips, to hold long term. Right now, I'm buying just for long term right now. So just keep that in mind when you look at this, right?
Hey guys, I appreciate y'all sticking through the end of the video. Listen, let me know in the comments below if you have IPOB or if you bought SBE, the video that I did yesterday. Let me know what you think about Opendoor, where it's going to go in this market. Does it have room to grow? I think it does. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. We want to grow. We want to be making more videos. Like I said, if you invest in the channel by subscribing, we'll definitely pay some dividends out. We'll give you some gift cards. We're going to do a $50 giveaway once we hit that 250. So let's get that number moving. Let's subscribe. Let's hit that notification button as well too, because it lets you know when we hit 250. That video that we hit 250 on, that's the one we're going to do the giveaway on. All right. So let's subscribe, and like always, guys, lights out.